When it comes to making money, I like to have my fingers in as many pies as possible. Much like the stock exchange, where you can either focus on putting all of your money into one area, such as a managed fund, you can also diversify by investing your money into lots of different funds and stocks. When it comes to earning money, you can either focus all of your efforts into one particular area of expertise and make as much money as possible from that one area, or you can diversify and make money in lots of different ways. This is my preferred option for both investing and for working. Now, one of the ways I like to make money is through arbitrage, or through the buying and selling of items for a profit. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I made over 100% profit in 2 days using a service called Crep Chief Notify. My name's Simon and I make videos on self-employment, growing a business, building wealth and finding happiness. If you like the sound of that, then please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the like button on this video, as it will help out the channel massively. Thanks so much. Okay, so let's get straight into it. What is Crep Chief Notify and how can it make you money? Well, Crep Chief Notify is a Discord community operated and managed by a group of people whose sole intention is to buy luxury items and sell them at the best possible price, or flip those items as it's called in the community. Now, originally the group started flipping highly desirable clothing, or what people younger than me might refer to as hype beast clothing, and crepes, more commonly known as trainers or sneakers. But when the pandemic hit last year and we were all forced into national lockdown, the guys over at CCN realised that there was a lot of money to be made by flipping other items that were in high demand. Items that people might not normally buy, but that the climate had made it necessary to buy. So there were things such as hot tubs, weight training equipment like kettlebells and dumbbells, and hair clippers. Then during Christmas they targeted other high demand items such as gaming consoles, PC processors and graphics cards. Now, the group received a ton of negative press over the consoles when there was a massive shortage of the newly released Xbox and PlayStation 5 consoles in the lead up to Christmas, with national newspapers and the public referring to the group as scalpers and con men, which, I don't know, it seems a little bit unfair. The demand for consoles at Christmas was insane because, as usual, there was not enough released by the manufacturers to meet the requirement. Now, it takes a certain type of personality to be able to buy up items that are ultra desirable and sell them at a profit, especially when those products are wanted for kids' Christmas presents. As a buyer, you'll probably hate these people with a passion, especially if you're desperately trying to secure a present for your kid at Christmas. On the other hand, if you're a businessman or woman or an entrepreneur, well, you may admire those people and their dedication and determination to make as much money as possible from people who are willing to spend it. I mean, there's always going to be somebody looking to make money by buying and selling a product for a profit, and there's always going to be somebody who's willing to pay the price for it. I personally have mixed feelings. I'd feel incredibly upset if I was trying to get hold of a console for my children at Christmas and couldn't because all the retail stock had been bought up by people whose only intention is to make a profit. And it's for that very same reason that I also wouldn't want to be the person who would deprive a child of a gift because their hard-working parents couldn't afford to pay double the price for it. My conscience just won't allow it. We all know how much it sucks when tickets for a favourite singer or band are sold out within seconds, and the only way to get a ticket is through paying through the nose for it from a ticket tout or scalper. Now, imagine being that kid who couldn't get what they wanted at Christmas, or even the parents of that kid who couldn't get them what they wanted. I mean, that just sucks bad. Having said that, buying and selling something for double the price to somebody who must have the latest gizmo immediately, somebody who's not prepared to wait, basically somebody who has more money than sense, well, that's a different story. If people can't wait for a product to be in surplus and I have a product that they're prepared to pay over the odds for, then why wouldn't I sell it? I mean, after all, this is just smart business and we're all here to make money. So how can you get involved with Crep Chief Notify? Well, basically you can sign up for membership over at their website using the referral link that I'll post down below. Now once there at the site, you can choose from two membership options. You can choose to either pay monthly at £29.99 per month, which is the membership option that I went for, or you can have a lifetime membership for £399.99. Now the lifetime membership obviously makes much more sense if you plan on staying around for a while, but I went for the monthly membership purely for the fact that I wanted to try it out first and make sure that not only was I getting value for money, but that I had the time to dedicate to putting in the work required to buy and flip items. And trust me, there's a lot more work you need to put into it than you might think. But if you're prepared to put in the work, then the rewards can be limitless. Now once you've paid your membership, you'll be given access to a Discord server group. Now if you don't know what Discord is, then I'll leave a link down below for you to read more about it. But basically, Discord is a digital distribution platform designed for creating communities. A server is created for each community, and members of the server can communicate with chat, voice calls, video calls and private messaging. Each server can have multiple categories for chats and discussions, and all on various topics. Now the Crep Chief Notify server has dozens of different discussions, with each one tailored to a specific area. I'm not going to go into too much detail here as to what those categories are, because obviously the community is for paying members, but needless to say, you can find discussions on topics that best suit your interests and what you feel more comfortable selling. The admins over at Crep Chief Notify put a lot of effort into researching and sourcing retailers where you can buy the best products to resell at a profit, when these products will be released, on which platform, website or physical location they'll be released, the day and date they'll be released, and the exact time of the day that they'll be released. They'll also share with you what the current resale value is, whether to flip immediately for a quick profit, hold on to the product for increased profits, and when to bail on a product that's tanking or losing money. So there's some real good information to be had. The CCM members are also incredibly supportive, and I've honestly found everybody I've conversed with to be very friendly and helpful. There's a real community spirit with everybody, and they're all there to help each other out making money. Now and then there'll be some loon who joins a group, but they're quickly identified and removed. Now you may think, well, I could do all this research myself, why should I pay to join a group? And I'd say this is probably true if you have the knowledge and skills required to research and buy the products. If you do, then why not go for it? But I didn't have any knowledge of things like Yeezy trainers, Supreme clothing, night rarities, etc. Nor did I know that there was a huge demand for weight training equipment and hair clippers. I have no clue which Lego sets and Disney toys are profitable and which will brick. So for me, then it's a no-brainer. I could probably research and learn, but I would much prefer to pay £30 for a service and be part of a community where they'll do all the hard work for me. I will easily make that money back if I put the effort in, not to mention that the £30 can be written off as an expense if you're self-employed. CCN also makes its members aware of all the latest raffles for limited edition sneakers. If you don't know what a raffle is, then it's basically just another way of saying lucky draw. In a raffle, when you enter, you'll be charged the full price of the sneaker that you're wanting to buy, but what you're really buying is just the chance to win the sneakers. If you're lucky enough to be picked as a winner, you'll have the option of buying the shoe or cancelling the order if you no longer want it. If you don't win, then the money you paid will be refunded directly back to the card that you paid with. Because certain sneaker drops are for an extremely limited number of highly desirable shoes, most sites offer raffles for their stock to make it fair for everyone who wants to purchase the sneakers. Crep Chief Notify keep you informed of all the sneaker raffles and teach you all the tips and tricks of having the best chance of entering and winning them. They even run automated entries for many of the raffles, so you really don't need to do much at all other than pay for your entry. I joined Crep Chief Notify at the end of November after I'd heard about the group through a Sky News article relating to the flipping of the gaming consoles. The news article was meant to be negative and somewhat damaging to the CCN group, but I imagine it served as quite a publicity boost for CCN and prompted a massive influx of new members to the group. I myself would never have heard of the group if it wasn't for that news article, so it probably did more harm than good, or more good than harm, or more good for CCN than harm. My very first coupe, as it's known when you successfully buy a desirable item, was the purchase of some Supreme clothing that was being released on the 3rd of December at 11 AM. If you don't know, Supreme is a highly sought out skateboarding brand based out of New York. Newly released items can sell out in literally minutes on their website, so you have to be really quick in order to get them. Crep Chief Notify made members aware of the date and time of the release, or drop as it's referred to in the group, and gave clear instructions on how best to make a successful purchase. Now, I was one of the lucky ones and managed to get hold of the highly anticipated Crossbox logo hoodie for £148. I also got a Crossbox logo beanie hat for £30 and a small box logo t-shirt for £48. I sold both the hoodie and beanie hat on StockX for £280 and £69 respectively, which after StockX fees was £112 profit within 2 days of joining. Now, even taking off the cost of membership to CCN, it's still £82 for very little effort. The t-shirt I bought was a bit of a mistake, as these are still freely available on the Supreme website and not one of the rare items, but sheer panic that I could manage to place an order on the website made me a little reckless. And this is what I mean when I say there's a lot of work and research goes into flipping items. But even making mistakes is not that big of a deal, as you always have a window to return the items with most retailers for a full refund, which is exactly what I did with the t-shirt. I also did the same thing with an AMD Ryzen processor that I'd bought hoping to make a quick resell, and the resaleable price quickly dropped. Now, that's the beauty of 30-day returns. You can buy an item, list it on eBay or the marketplace of your choice at your desired price, and hopefully sell at a profit. If it doesn't sell, and it looks highly unlikely that it will sell for a profit, you still have the last resort option to return it and lose nothing. Since that first purchase, I bought and sold consoles, gaming accessories, collectible Lego, Disney toys, and a few other items here and there. Items that I'd never in a million years know were collectible, never mind when they would be released and how best to get hold of them. I also won a pair of Yeezy trainers in the very first raffle that I entered. Beginner's luck, I guess, as I never won any of the next 3 or 4 raffles I entered. All the items that I bought I sold on eBay and StockX, both of which have high seller fees. Occasionally you can get cheap final value fees on eBay. Now, I think most members at CCN sell their items on Facebook Marketplace where there are no seller fees, so the profits are going to be much higher. But personally, I don't want random people calling around to my house to collect items, nor do I want to go out and meet people on the street, so I prefer eBay and other online marketplaces despite the fees. But that's your call. So what's my final verdict on Crep Chief Notify? Well, this method of buying and selling is not for everybody, and honestly I don't think it's for me long term, mainly because I don't really have the time, but also because I don't really feel that I have the right mindset. But if you have the time and can detach yourself from any feelings of guilt, which clearly I can, then it's something you should definitely consider to make some extra income. Even if you only join for 1 month, then you've got nothing to lose other than the £30 membership, but you have the potential to earn some incredibly good money. In fact, the potential gains are limitless, depending on how much time and money you're willing to invest. The admins and members over at CCN are very knowledgeable and really friendly, and they'll hold your hand and guide you through every step to help you succeed. But like everything, there are no guarantees that you'll make money, especially when you consider that there are a few thousand members all trying to buy the same items, not to mention countless other groups and communities all doing the same thing. Having said that, not every member will be as diligent or as eager to make money as others, and I honestly believe that you'll get out of it what you put into it. As a final piece of advice, and as somebody who's self-employed and who runs his business legitimately, I should inform you that buying and selling items for a profit is effectively a business and may incur a certain element of tax, depending on how much profit that you actually make. Now, presently, any profits that are less than £1,000 per year are not taxable. Anything above this may become taxable. So I'd always recommend that you speak to HMRC here in the UK or the equivalent in your own country. So that's my experience of Crep Chief Notify. I hope that you found it useful. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the like on this video. Thanks again.